This day in history with MC Atunbi on Myba TV.
Yes, Thursdays are meant for throwbacks, of course, and that is why we've come up with something enticing, motivating, and of course, educating on Myba TV. Okay, we call it This Day in History. This day in history, of course, it's good to dig back to the past activities, occurrences, and circumstances, of course, within the continent of Africa. That is what we are going to be bringing on this show every Thursday. And of course, I have your host, Oluwaseyi Show Me, and you can call me MC Atunbi Kainos. Okay, definitely let's look at the scope of this program. The scope of this program. We have just two segments on this show. Just two segments, okay? The first segment, that is the history book. Yes, that's where we're going to be dishing out past activities and occurrences from our history archive within the continent of Africa, of course. Okay, then the second segment, that is where we are going to be guessing a hero for that day. Okay, so I am going to read a profile, okay, a biography of who my hero, our hero for today is, and of course you are going to be guessing who the hero is. Guess our hero. That is the second segment. Okay, a big shout out to everyone. We are going to be doing this together today, and of course I want to say a big shout out to Myba Group of Company for sponsoring this program. Okay, there's opening also to be a partner, on this show. You want to partner with us on any segment or sponsor any segment. Of course, you have the floor. Okay, you have the floor to sponsor any segment of this program. So okay, I will be taking a short commercial break, and when I return, okay, we are going to go deep into the business of the day. We're going to be checking today in history. What do we have for you? Just stay tuned. Don't touch the dial. Keep watching Myba TV. I'll be right back.
This day in history with MC Atunbi on Myba TV. A throwback Thursday show highlighting the past events, activities, and the efforts of our great heroes within the continent of Africa.
Welcome back. Of course, you are still live with us on Myba TV, and the program is This Day in History with your most wanted MC Atunbi Kainos Tizes. Okay, let's go straight into the business of the day. Okay, today being the 24th day of July, this year 2025. 24th day, Thursday, 24th day of July. What are we throwing it back to? Let's throw it back to the year 1977, okay? We're going to be throwing it back, firstly, to the year 1977. This day in history, in the year 1977. What happened on this day in history? Okay, I'll be taking us through a war that happened between the Libyans and the Egyptians. They called it to start the Libyan-Egyptian War. It took place in the year 1977. You want to ask me what brought about the war? What was the cause of the war? Of course, it's just the borderline between these two countries of Africa, between these two African countries, just the borderline. The Egyptians were claiming, oh, this is an extension of our territory, and the Libyans were saying, no, this is still part of our jurisdiction. And this brought about a very big war, a big one, a serious war to be precise. Okay, and of course, but then on this day in history, I'm talking about this 24th day of July in the year 1977, there came an end to this Libyan and Egyptian war. This day marks the day the Egyptian and the Libyan were able to come to an agreement over this borderline that, okay, we don't need to fight. Okay, we can settle this amicably. And of course, peace begin to reign between these two countries of Africa. This day in history in the year 1977. Of course, history as it documented.
A throwback Thursday show highlighting the past events, activities, and the efforts of our great heroes within the continent of Africa.
Welcome back, of course. Let me take you back again to the year 2008. Okay, of course, I will be coming back to Nigeria. In fact, to Lagos. Here, Lagos. Okay, in the year, this day in history, I'm talking about 24th day of July in the year 2008. What happened? You want to know what happened? Okay, of course, it was a petrol tanker explosion in Lagos, Nigeria, yeah, in Africa, a petrol tanker explosion, which resulted to, of course, multiple injuries and definitely deaths. People lost their life. Okay, it was a sad day. It was a sad day, and I'm very sure the oldies. Okay, I'm not talking about the Gen Zs now. I mean, the oldies can relate well. They can remember. Okay, this day in history. They definitely remember this day in history in the year 2008, where when a petrol tanker exploded in Lagos State, Nigeria, and of course, a lot of people lost their life in that cause of happening, and some, were brutally injured. Okay, history as it's documented.
A Throwback Thursday show highlighting the past events, activities, and the efforts of our great heroes within the continent of Africa.
Of course, let me throw you back also to the year 2022. Of course, this day in history, this day in the year 2022, you want to know what happened? Okay, glory and honor was restored to this part of the world. I mean, Nigeria. What happened? There's somebody called Tobi Amusan of Nigeria. Tobi Amusan of Nigeria won a gold medal at the athletics championship, making, of course, it makes an history for the country Nigeria. So it's marking a historic moment for the country that one of us, our own daughter, was able to win a gold medal at the World Athletics Championship in the year 2008. It brought honor, dignity, and of course, this hope. Okay, it's brought it upon the country Nigeria. Yes, it happened this day in history in the year 2022. It's not far way back. It's not far back. It's not far back. It's just around the corner here, but history as it's documented. Okay, very briefly, I'm going to be taking a short break, and when we come back from this break, we are going to launch into, of course, the second segment of the show. Stay tuned and keep watching MyBar TV as we remain your host, MC Atunbi.
This day in history with MC Atunbi on MyBar TV, a Throwback Thursday show highlighting the past events, activities, and the efforts of our great heroes within the continent of Africa.
Welcome back. Of course, you are still live with us on MyBar TV, and I am your host, MC Atunbi Kainos Taizis. Okay, it's still the favorite program. Okay, this day in history. I told you the second segment. Guess who our hero is? Guess who our hero is? Okay, having read today's history for us, okay, I would like you to guess who our hero is. But then I'm going to give you a hint. If you are able to guess right, definitely you're going to win something good for yourself. Okay, from the stable of MyBar Group of Company. Trust me. You don't doubt that. Okay, if you are able to guess right who our hero on today's show is, you're going to win something amazing for yourself. I'll be reading the profile of this hero. Then you will be guessing who the hero is. Okay? Our hero for today's show is a female athlete. Okay? Yes, of course, she's a female athlete. And she was born on the 23rd day of April in the year 1997. 23rd day of April in the year 1977. Okay, 1997. Okay, of course, she was born in the land of Ijebu, Ogun State, here in Nigeria. Yes, Ijebu land of Ogun State in Nigeria. And currently, of course, she is 28 years of age. 28 years of age. Okay, definitely you understand that she's a Nigerian. Aha. Okay, a track and a field athlete who specializes in the 100 meters hurdles. and also she competes as a sprinter. Okay, as we speak, this my hero is the current world record holder. When you talk of the 100 meters hurdles with a time of 12 minutes 12 seconds. Hey, that's a great record. A record breaking record. I mean, a record setting and a record breaking, what's it called? A line. Okay. Okay, and of course, this my hero, making up 12 minutes with 12 seconds, which she said at the 2022 women 100 meters hurdles, the semi-final in Eugene, Oregon. Okay, Eugene, Oregon. Okay, she is also the current Commonwealth and African champion in the 100-meter hurdles, as well as the meet record holder in those two competitions. Meet record holders in those two competitions. Of course, my hero became the first ever Nigerian world champion and world record holder in an athletics event when she won the 2022 World Championships 100-meter hurdles gold medal. Okay, so that makes her set, the current world record of 12 minutes 12 seconds. Okay, in the semi-final, followed up by 12 minutes 6 seconds. Okay, and then like that. She also won back-to-back Commonwealth and African titles in 2018 and 2022 in the 100-meter hurdles, and is also a two-time African Games champion. Okay, she is also the current Diamond League champion in the 100 meters hurdles, having won the final in 12 minutes 33 seconds, achieving a winning streak in 2021, 2022, and of course 2023. So guess who our hero is? Having read the profile of my hero today, and I know it's easy for you to come up with who my hero is. So let me start seeing your comments. I want to start reading your comments and reviews on the comment section. Okay, predict and guess right. Just guess right now. Guess who my hero is. If you're able to guess right, you are going to win something amazing for yourself. Yeah, from the stable of Myba Group of Company. Just guess right. And of course, this would be the end of the show today. This day in history. Okay, don't forget, whatever you do, history has it documented. Be it good or bad, history as it's documented. And I am your favorite host. Don't forget, you can always follow us across our social platforms. Don't just follow us, do us well by liking our content, share our content. Yes, give us a like, pam, pam, you like, you share, and you subscribe to every of our social handles. I still remain your most wanted host, MC Atunbi, kind of styles. Until I meet you on the next episode, just stay great and don't forget that history has it documented. Peace out.
This day in history with MC Atunbi on Myba TV, a throwback Thursday show highlighting the past events, activities, and the efforts of our great heroes within the continent of Africa.